Dang. Am I getting nothing? Hey, what's going on, everybody? So it's been a while. I haven't been able to work on the Celica because I've been at work, working weekends almost every day. And so now I'm finally get to the point. I got the garage all cleaned up. I got everything all set up. So I have this next week off. I took vacation just so I can finish this project, or at least get this car started. So originally, I need to change out the pistons. I believe the pistons that I put in, they're third party. I don't think that their fitment is correct. I don't think they're, looking at the videos, they're a little on the bigger side. So these are the OEM pistons that I took out. Cleaned them up really good, a lot better than I thought I could. So these are going back in. And to be honest, the material of the OEM feel a lot better than the pistons that I put in from DNJ. So without further ado, enough talk, let's get this done. So one more thing I thought of, actually, as I was putting everything back together, the valves. There's a good chance maybe the valves weren't lapped right or weren't lapped enough, so they're not seating right, which could cause some leakage, but I'm pretty sure it'll build up some pressure because I did lap them. So that's why I didn't think they could be the valves, because I would expect some pressure. You sure about even that? If they were not lapped right. When I check for timing, I can't. What I need to do is remove my exhaust manifold, and I need to check where the valves are if they're moving. So that's another check I could do. If it has to do anything with timing, I could get a borescope or a mirror or a flashlight with a mirror to actually look at where the valves are positioned during the compression stage. So that's the only other thing I could think of. So today I'm gonna try and pinpoint my cylinder leak or my no compression issue. I bought a cylinder leakage tester from Amazon. Nice. It's Lang Tools. It's the same manufacturer that makes Snap-on. Got it for $100. And I'm gonna try and pinpoint this leak. It's either gonna be valves or head gasket, and worst case scenario, piston rings. So I did 3 of the 4 so far. On the last one, I want you all to listen to this because so far it's been pretty consistent. All not looking so good. So I'm gonna put my mic, see if there's a magnetic space somewhere. Oh, right there, sorry, that was loud. So I put my mic there so you guys can listen to the compression change, and hopefully the mic picks it up. I'm not sure if it will, but I think it will, it might. So I'm gonna do it pretty quick because, like I said, this air compressor likes to kick off pretty fast. So right now I am at top dead center. All my markings are lined up. So just take a listen. I'm gonna build up pressure and then give the crankcase a turn. I think I got a bad set of pistons. Comes down to it. Luckily, I still have my OEM pistons. So here are my OEM pistons, and possibly just reuse them because I think OEM are better. And I know these work for sure. I should have measured these with the new ones. Totally didn't think about it at the time, but I believe I can still clean these. These are OEM Toyotas, and I know these work. I'm just looking at the piston rings. So, well, stay tuned for that. These might go back on. I'm gonna clean them up, see how they look. If not, I'll just, I guess, order some new ones. Very expensive new ones. All right, what's up, y'all? I just finished cleaning. These are just getting pulled out. They were sitting in 170 degrees of degreaser for 20 minutes. And this is how they turned out. As you can see, that's the degreaser, the tub. And I had a timer of 20 minutes. These are really hot right now, but dang, look how clean those are. Highly recommend getting an ultrasonic cleaner. But look at that. Need to dry them off with the towel and let them cool off. Don't put any water or alcohol let them cool down just like they would in an engine. You don't want to throw any rapid cold because they could crack. Alright guys, here we are again. Took the motor back out, but this way I could get to the transmission a lot easier. Honestly, it came out a whole lot easier than I remember, and plans to get this back in tomorrow. Saran wrap, whatever you want to call it. Spread it across the cylinders, and I have some magnets that I got from my refrigerator just to hold everything in place. And so the experiment is, as I crank this and the pistons rotate, it's gonna check my seal, and I should be building a vacuum. Here we go. And you can see cylinder number 3 already is building pressure. Look at that. There's number 4. There's number 1. So, yeah, so it's creating compression. I got it. Oh crap, nope. So I'm gonna put the powerful one on the corners. Alrighty, please don't fall. Oh my god, these magnets are so strong. Holy crap, these fucking magnets. Ooh, I forget what they're called, earth something. But they're the strongest magnets you could get. Alright, so looks pretty good. I'll put one extra here. Alright, from the beginning. So I got, 1 and 4 is building compression, and so is 2 and 3, and they popped. Wow, I don't know, fuck, they're building compression. So that's actually not bad news. That tells me I'm not gonna change these out. They're working. So that just leaves me to my head gasket. I could add a bad head gasket. There's a little before and after the clutch plate. Big difference. All right, we got the clutch installed. Now, if you guys want to watch me struggle installing the transmission, this is gonna suck. Anya, get your ass over here. I'm fine. Everything's okay. Oh my god. This is definitely a lot heavier than I remembered. Oh god. Ooh. Alright. Yeah, this one's heavy son of a bitch. It's really windy. Got my papers flying everywhere. Anya, get over here. Ooh. What is this? Alright, just need the hardware. Alright, where did I put the hardware at? Dang it. Oh, it's connected transmission. Right where I put it. Alright, I'm just gonna check what's the size. We have everything ready. Alright, here we go. Got everything I need. So, biggest obstacle is in my clutch in center, and then there's this guide pin that's right here. And there's another guide pin that I cannot see. Oh no, it's on my left side. So I should be able to just come up and straight in. Take this off. All right, let's see if I can do this solo. Yes, I have friends, but they're all busy doing stuff, so. Remember, lift with your back. Just kidding. Lift with your legs. It's gonna be a good quad workout. I'm gonna take off whatever's might get in my way. This little ground might be annoying. Anya. Sorry, my dog's over there picking fights with the neighbor's dogs. Okay, here goes nothing. So starter is gonna be my guide. Then this is going to go to this guide pin. I do have a jack that could help me, but it could also hinder the installation. So, all right, let's see if I get this first try. Ooh. Ooh. Almost had it. Just need to catch my breath. So I got the flywheel in, but I should have grabbed. This is an alignment pin. Anya. Okay, it's slipping. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious. I got one started. I'm gonna silently walk away. Hopefully it just doesn't fall apart when I believe it's a 17. It is. Cannot find what I'm looking for fast enough. Oh, nope. All right, screw it. Damn it. All right. Can't find where the other one goes, but I think I'm safe to lift. It is almost through the guide pins. All right. So I'm gonna come up now. Just need to find where this other one goes. And I found it. Almost. So try the next ones. So I did mark them with dots to go back to where they originally came. 3. Anya, where you at? Well, got installed. Who said you need friends, right? When you got numero uno. For my next trick, watch me install this engine by myself.
Magic.
All right, she on there. There's a few more bolts I need to install, but there it is. That's how you install a transmission all by yourself. Easy, right? Anyone could do it, especially on a 4-cylinder. What's up, y'all? So I found I think I might have found the problem on why it's not building compression, even though I checked the pistons, and they are indeed building up compression when I cycle the engine. It's the exhaust valves that I had put in. They must be a different size, even though I thought I measured them together. So I'm cleaning off the originals that came off the vehicle. There's a bunch of this built up cake of what looks could be like just burnt up carbon or sealant. So I'm just getting a grinder wheel, cleaning them up a bit, trying not to take off any metal from the valves itself. That way hopefully it'll just fit right back in. But I cycled the engine, I looked through the exhaust manifold and where you could see or inspect the valves, and there was a gap. When they should be closed, I was seeing a gap. So I need to put these back in, start from there, because I have to order some OEMs and these are really expensive. Plus they're flying out from Japan and it takes a couple weeks to get here. So I'm gonna put these back in for the meantime. What sucks is if you take these out, you're supposed to put them back where they were, but I have no idea what order I pulled these out of. So 2, 4, 6, oh shit, I'm missing one. That's gonna be a problem, hold on. All right, that was a close one, I found it. So, yep, these are dirty. So I ran these through the ultrasonic cleaner and it dried up the sealant good enough to where I could use the grinding wheel to take it off. But you can see how there's still a little smudge on the one that I didn't put in there. But basically, so that's how clean it came out, shiny again. Use the blue wheel because the blue wheel is supposed to be soft enough to where it doesn't take any metal off, just whatever crud is on the metal. So, all right, I'm gonna throw this back in the sonic cleaner so I clean this, but for the meantime, I'm gonna clean the rest of them. All right, as you guys can see, I'm just taking the head off this time, and when jacking the engine, this time I put a cargo strap, wrapped it around the intake manifold just to keep it stable and won't fall backwards. And that worked. So all I need is the head, because I'm gonna replace the intake valves, or actually the exhaust valves, because they're not closing fully when they're supposed to. So Alright guys, so here I have the head uninstalled, and I'm going to show you the issue real quick of why I couldn't figure out what was going on or why I couldn't get it started. So here I have everything installed, so as far as the valve springs, valve caps, and then so I got the intake valves and the exhaust valves. So they sit flush, they sit just how they're supposed to, so you can see. So these are new. These were the OEM original. These are intake, these are exhaust. So I lapped everything leak checked well. But the issue I had, so everything fits just how it's supposed to as it sits right now. But when I installed the camshafts, the lobes, when they sit in here, I didn't bother to check the valves of how they sit with the cams installed. And when I figured it out was when I took out the motor, I took a peek inside the exhaust, and I discovered that when I was cranking it or turning it by hand, the valves would stay open. The exhaust valves would stay open when they're not supposed to. So as it sits now, everything works because there's no compression on the caps and everything is closed. Let me see if I can shine a light in there. So I don't know if this angle you can see very well, but that's closed. But with the cams installed, I saw an air gap. So that's why I wasn't building any compression, and that's why I couldn't start the car. So now that I know that, hopefully that doesn't happen again, but I'm gonna install the cams to see if it does the same on the intake side, which it shouldn't, because those are all the OEM original valves, because the valves I ordered were too big, and I'm pretty sure the exhaust valves are the same, and I didn't catch it. So, and these are going back in, because if I order these now, it's going to take a few weeks to get. So I'm going to install these before I put that back on the block, because that's the way I did it before. Is I installed this on the block and then I put the cams on, the camshafts on. But camshafts are going on, so I could rotate it as it sits on the bench and see the valves turn. And then once this is good, it's going back on the block. So that's where I'm at. Where did I put that thing? God, I have so much stuff everywhere. Nope. I'll find it in the morning. But it is ready to be installed tomorrow. Ah, here it is. Nope, that's not it. All right, well, it'll show up tomorrow, but, oh, I'm dumb. It's on here, it's on the axle. I put it on the axle for fitment, and yeah, it fits. So that will stop my transmission from leaking. I serviced it full last time, and then it just kept dripping, and that's a brand new seal, so I'll be installing that tomorrow, and everything will be fixed. These are supposed to be closed. Not even one set of exhaust valves are closed. They all have a gap. Again, these were the intake ones, and look how huge those are compared to those. The intake, so these are exhaust. So the intake valves are supposed to be bigger than the exhaust valves, but not that big. So see what I'm working with. Intake and exhaust valves, but you're looking at $16 each, and there's 16 of them. So you can see why I don't want to. That's so expensive. But I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and do it. But I think for now, these will work. I'm not looking for horsepower here. I just want it running. So I'm gonna have to flip this cylinder head around. So I'm gonna take my intake manifold off. So it's gonna get right back here. Ooh, that one was a little loose. Oop, got one hose. There we go. Boom. There's a fuel rail. Let's put the hardware back where it belongs. Hardware shouldn't get in my way. Easy stuff. So keeping track of these should be fairly easy. Okay. Get a magnet to get those retainers out. And then slowly bring it back out. There's one. So really similar in size, but I think where the difference is, see, just that 2 millimeters is what made the whole difference. I'll get a caliper and measure the exact size, but you can see it's slightly taller just by eyeballing it. And that's all it needed to keep the exhaust valves from closing all the way. So before my memory card runs out of memory, let's check this out. So make sure I'm at 0. So the original, I have 98.5 mil. $100 mil, 100.5 mil. See, I was right. Just by 2 mils, 2 millimeters, it was the only difference it needed. I'm putting these on just so I could check the valve clearances. And then these have to come right back off because I have to torque down the head to the block. So if you're wondering why am I doing this too soon, well, I want to check or verify this time that the valves are closing all the way. So just wanted to note that. So here's the exhaust cam. I have my service bolt here. So this side has been torqued down already. I'm gonna try and find the 2 dots. So there's 2 dots located here. See if you can see it. There's one here and one here. So those are my alignment dots, and I have to line it with the 2 dots on here. So I see the second one is the one at the highest point. So I'm gonna align it there. So those 2 dots are lined, and I'm gonna roll this cam down to where it should hopefully sit. It's not bad. So it's at an angle. It's lifted here, so it's not sitting on to the bottom. So what I'm gonna attempt to do is rotate this cam. Hopefully it'll sit this cam down. So I could either come down or up. I think I'm gonna try it going up. See, that dropped, oh, go a little bit more. So that seemed to have dropped this cam more aligned to where when I start placing my bearing caps, or the bearing caps, it'll start laying my exhaust cam down. So before I start, I'm gonna go ahead and pre-lube everything with some assembly lube right where these caps are going. There we go. And I'm gonna start with this side, and I should be able to hand tighten this one all the way down. And for the rest, I'm just gonna lay it right on top. Start a couple threads, not too much. And all my bearing caps, I'm putting the exact same order I took them off. And there's some marks on top of them telling you which way to face, and it's all the arrows are pointing that way towards, I guess, the cam gear. The last one is exhaust arrow that way, E1 arrow that way. All right, so that's basically, they're all basically started. Again, this side is still lifted. It's not touching, it's not fully seated, whereas this side is fully seated, just this one over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand tighten these down. Slowly bring it down. Right now I'm not forcing anything. It is actually letting me tighten it down without too much force. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start this one. This one could still go down more, but it's getting to the point where it's starting to get tight. So I'm gonna run the next set of the cap bearing down. And then I'm also gonna start tightening these. You wanna go down at the same time. So don't bring this one all the way down when this side's not down yet. So right now they're sitting pretty even. And again, no force is being applied. It's just letting me tighten it down without forcing it. And I just keep going back and forth. And that's pretty good. That actually went almost all the way down. So now I could tighten this side all the way. See, I could run it down all the way by hand. So let's go to the next one, run it down by hand. Use 2 hands, make it go faster. All right, getting there. All right, and you don't want to use power tools when doing engine stuff. Just use your hands. You get a good feel for it. Because if I just ran them all down with the power tool, I would have no idea what's binding. Number 4, that one's seated all the way down. And that lets me set this one, number 3, all the way down. Nice. All right, and then the last 2 should be pretty cake. See, nothing's binding. I could run these down all the way by hand, which is a good sign. If I couldn't do this, then there's something wrong. I would back everything out and try again. So then we run down with no effort. That's all the way down. So I'll check these again. And then the last one. So you can run these bolts all the way down. It's not considered torquing them, because torquing doesn't start till your hardware is fully seated. And then the more you torque it, now you're letting the threads pull it into whatever you're torquing it to, if that makes sense. All right, so these are all the way down. So I'm gonna double check. Everything is tight, looks good. All right, so now that that's done, torquing it is the same. Start in the middle right here. And I'm still at 168 inch-pounds, which equals to 14 foot-pounds. This is the middle, start from the top. I have to hold it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to find a good place to hold it. 9, 10. Alrighty, so everything's torqued. Service bolt should be the last thing, and it should free spin freely. If you don't put your service bolt in, it's not gonna. So the service bolt is what keeps this is spring loaded, and when the service bolt is out, or once these 2 are torqued, it's gonna lock itself into the intake cam, so that spring pressure is actually hugging this one, keeps it together. All right, so that came out effortlessly, so I know I did it right. And everything's torqued. So next thing I'm gonna do is inspect the bottom. I'm gonna spin, actually I'll show you real quick. I'm gonna spin these cams. Whoop, just knocked you guys out. All right, I'm just gonna keep turning this until I get 1 full rotation. And you can see the lobes pushing down on the valve caps from this angle. So everything's going smooth. And that's 1 full rotation right there. And that should be top dead center. So now I'm gonna take the camera, do the same thing, and look underneath and look at the valves. All right, I'm gonna attempt to not break my camera. So I'm gonna turn these. Actually, I wanna see first. Already it's looking a lot better because I see my number 1 closed. This is a 1/4 turn. And I see number 2 intake valves are open. Number 4 intake valves are open, and look at that. The exhaust valves are closed on 1, 3, and 4, and 2 are open. Already looking way better than before. All right, that's 1/4 turn. All right, well, I'm happy. All right, so now to take everything back off. The cams are now in the way of the bolts, so. But before I go back to doing that, because I just finished putting this together, so I ordered a new head gasket. I'm not gonna reuse this one. This one I had put some sealant on because I was thinking maybe there was a head gasket leak, and so I sealed it. So now I'm regretting that decision. But either way, every time you crush these gaskets, the more and more you do it, the worse they get. And so I just ordered a new one. So I gotta wait for that to come in anyway. So for the meantime, all I have to do is clean this, and I'm basically done for the day until my head gasket gets here. And then during that time, I'll disassemble this again, then take manifold back on, all the vacuum lines, so it's ready to just drop in once I get the gasket. So until next time.